And here we have my friend Jeff. He's angrily on the toilet because he takes our shits and we didn't want to wait for him to talk to each other. Here we have Dylan, the guy. Okay, whatever. Here we have Dylan with us. He's just discovered the power of being a Discord server owner. So there that is. And then we have Max, who's gonna ramble on about Bloodborne the moment we mention it.
Yeah, just if you don't want me to ramble about Bloodborne, don't mention Bloodborne, or I will ramble.
I would not mention it, man. But you're the one that keeps on to me like, "Hey, man, this reminds me of Bloodborne."
You know what reminds me of Bloodborne? Living.
You know what reminds me of Bloodborne? That massive shit Jeff just had to battle in that toilet.
Because it was bloody and it was born.
It came from Korean barbecue, so that makes me do that.
Eating food makes you shit.
You know what reminds me of Bloodborne? Dylan's inability to be compatible with other people's time frames.
Don't worry, we're at 1:17 now.
Okay, hold on. I have something important to bring up before we get into it today.
We're already into it, but go on.
Oh, whatever. Okay, do you guys remember, like, maybe it was like a year and a half ago, maybe 2 years ago, when I just casually mentioned that maybe we should start getting into chaos magic?
Yes, but then I brought up
chaos magic.
I brought up recently to do ritual sex magic, and you're like, "No, I'm not about that." But go on.
Well, yeah, I'm not in the place for that right now. But I just say, hey, you guys remember me bringing it up, and because I feel like one of you motherfuckers is jerking off to a shrine and making sure my life sucks.
Oh, that's
so
Dylan.
Who is it?
Yep, you got me.
I fucking knew it.
Not me. I don't have a space for a shrine.
I don't know how to jerk off.
Dylan, stop it. Dylan, please stop. Because you've been hating so hard lately. And honestly, it's killing me.
Nah, cut.
Fuck you. Stop it.
No, I'm going to go jerk off in the shed to the Jeff shrine. Sorry, Max, you're out of a room.
You're jerking off in my room?
Don't worry, I moved your stuff into the garage, so you got a little more space.
God.
That's what you're worried about? He's ruining my life.
He's ruining my room.
On purpose.
Yeah, and the worse your life gets, the longer I edge.
Give us a brief rundown of how Dylan is ruining your life by doing chaos jerk-off magic. Go on.
Let's hear it.
Yeah, let's hear it.
Well, I got to say this about that first. The longer I edge, the worse that nut is going to make Jeff's day that day.
It's just like...
And how long do you edge, on roughly?
Oh,
like, look, you get off at 5 o'clock. You get off at 5 o'clock. You come home. Dinner isn't made yet. You go out to the shed. You start cranking it. How long do you beat it? How bad do you make Jeff's day?
Okay, why do you think Dylan's bedtime is 8 o'clock? That's when he starts.
Yeah, that's the golden hour for jerk off dark magic, or chaos magic rather. So, but to answer your question, Max, if I'm just trying to make his day inconvenient, it's about a half-hour sesh. If I'm trying to absolutely ruin his fucking life for the day, it's a good 2 hour sesh.
He's been jerking off for 2 hours every single day.
Yep.
All right, so what's been going on, bud? Let's hear it.
Yeah, Jeff, do you want to talk about what's been going on in your life right now?
It's just like little things that happen that wouldn't be happening if Dylan wasn't breathing.
Okay.
Yep.
We've all been there.
Okay.
You know, like,
care to elaborate for our audience?
Not at this moment.
Then why did you bring it up, you drama queen?
Yeah,
because I know it's him. I want him to stop.
Clout
chasing. You guys are in the group. You guys are in the group chat. You see him when he heckles me, and I hate him.
How about you grow a pair and defend yourself?
Yeah,
I'm trying to grow a pair. You know what? What happened to togetherness? What happened to, the boys caring for one another?
I've been gassing you up every time he brings you down, but you don't seem to care. You're just like, Dylan fucking hates me. And I'm like, I hope you're having a good day. Well, Dylan's making it worse. Well, okay then, man.
Because my mind's only focused on toxicity. I'm a young woman.
Exactly. That's okay. We get it.
Okay. Look, I'm just going to say this here.
Publicly,
that when someone brings someone else down in the group chat, I double down on it so that they realize their self-worth and raise themselves up, which is way more powerful than somebody else being like, you know what, you're actually a cool guy. It's like, no, it's the self-realization that's going to bring you out of this funk, my guy. Which is why I'm saying Jeff fucking sucks, and I hate him.
Yeah,
Fuck
wow.
Jeff.
Okay, all right. First of all, Nick, thank you for gassing me up. Max, why don't you dunk on Dylan, please? And take that shit out of my garden.
Anyway,
life dunked on Dylan.
Jeff.
Nick has been way more negative on himself lately, so I'm gonna dunk on him.
God damn it.
Dylan's fine. He's feeling himself. I don't need to dunk on him to raise him up.
He only feels good when he makes me feel bad.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, feel better about yourself despite him dunking on you.
I don't want to. I'm a millennial.
Man.
Do better. Be a Gen X. I don't know.
I got to be a Zoomer.
Jeff gets hurt one time, and now he's a big old softy.
So, Jeff, how was your day today?
Yeah. Let's talk about Jeff today. How was your day, buddy?
Oh, okay. All right. Yeah. How was my day today? It was actually pretty okay. I woke up with a really, really fat fucking hangover.
I woke up with a fat boner.
Yep. And then I binge watched the rest of Invincible, so I'm all caught up.
Good.
Oh, hey, we can talk about Invincible now.
I want to point out
who started listening last episode and is now here waiting to hear our commentary on Invincible. Here we are about to talk about Invincible.
Well, before we do that, I want to point out to Jeff that since your day was pretty all right, that's because I didn't crank it out today. Just to let you know.
Yeah, I know you didn't. Yeah, I know you didn't, all right? A murder of crows didn't die in front of me today, so I know that you weren't masturbating.
So yeah, now on to Invincible.
First review, it's fucking sick.
Absolutely.
All right, and that was our commentary on Invincible.
That's really all I have to say. It was like, as someone who read the comics like two and a half years ago, and then watching the show, they did an excellent adaptation. It's great. You should watch it. And that's it. There's not a lot to say because it was an excellent adaptation. If it was bad, I would rip it to shreds. But it was good, so I have nothing to say.
So I was watching it as it was airing, and I'm like, man, why is Rexplosion Jeff?
No! You wish, and also no!
Yeah.
Listen, okay.
Jeff is way more of Mauler twins.
Dude, I fuck with the Mauler twins. Those dudes are fun.
Oh, they were sick. Yes, I will take that. I will take that to the fucking bank. Yes, thank you.
I just wanted to lay on the cocky douchebag trope on Jeff if he had superpowers. I feel like they would get to your head.
Okay, listen. I got not to diss on anything Invincible does, but like I feel like I could be way better than discount Bakugo, all right?
I was going to say Gambit.
That's yeah.
Yeah, okay. Everyone claim your character from Invincible. I'm Battle Cat.
Hell yeah.
I would say definitely Mauler twins. Brains, brawn. You know, I only want to talk to myself most of the time. I would very, very, very quickly kill myself to save myself.
Yeah, I'd say Dylan's that dude with the goatee and the laser that gets beat up twice.
Oh, I thought you guys were going to say I was Omni-Man because I'm a genocidal master race kind of person or some stupid shit.
Well, I'm glad
Dylan,
you brought that up,
Dylan,
not us.
We're veering from that narrative. Dylan, we're veering from that narrative. Not...
Okay, one at a time.
All right, go first.
All right, buzz in.
Yeah.
Dylan, we're veering from that narrative that is no longer in the Dylan canon.
It was never in the Dylan canon, but all right.
It was part of the extended
yourself. So, Jeff, continue talking.
It is not part of the narrative. I don't even know why it was a thing. I don't know who perpetuated it. But no. I mean, also, like, I feel like Omni-Man has a fat cock, and Dylan, if you want to have a fat cock, you'd probably be Omni-Man. But you know what? No, we're not doing that today.
Dylan, if you want to have a fatter cock, you need to be... if you want to be Omni-Man, you need to have a fatter cock. That's what we're trying to say.
And I need to grow a thick Tom Selleck mustache.
Yeah, did you guys notice that?
Yep.
Your shit's looking pretty skinny, my guy.
Mm-hmm.
Like, all the, what the fuck are they called? God damn it. The Virtualites?
The
Viltrumites.
Viltrumites, they have strong mustaches. That's true.
Yes, Viltrumites. Yeah, did you guys notice that? Like, all the men in the lineup, they had, like, I'm like, wow, 6 stashes, all these guys.
Yeah, they be killing that shit.
Yeah, they among other things.
Like the entire species.
Yeah, among other things. How do I put this? It's like there's no way I can say what I want to say without ruining it for you people who have not read the comics. So I'm just gonna keep it to myself. Never mind. Go on.
I see Dylan as a Cecil type.
I accept that.
Kinda.
And I want to say that I'd see Max as the
only because he hates himself.
True.
Go on.
Although I can't see Dylan being as much as like a covert ops kind of guy. As far as I know, the man has never lied to me once in his entire life.
How would you know? I could have been lying.
You have never done it.
Well, the stuff I did in Afghanistan, you don't know much about that.
Well, I mean, that's not lying about it. It's just not telling. That's what I'm talking about.
So I would see Max as the
Damien Darkblood.
Yes.
Yeah, Damien Darkblood, or the alien that Mark fought on the moon, and then they just had a conversation. I forget his name.
Oh, Seth Rogen.
Alan the alien.
Yeah, Alan, that was his name.
Yeah, you know what? I'm okay with that, honestly. Alan's pretty level-headed. He's strong. He's there for a good reason.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was a mistake.
But he was there for a good reason. He's there to protect you from the Viltrumites, but he he can't fucking read. So there's no, there's a difference between Urath and Earth.
Yeah.
Oh, this isn't Urath? Oh, shit.
Oh. Also, did you guys notice? Fucking phenomenal voice cast for the show.
Oh, yes.
Yep.
Yeah, absolutely. It's like an all-star voice cast. What the fuck?
Fucking phenomenal. Like,
Phenomenal.
Phenomenal.
I'd say they one thing they really captured well was when like Mark would talk under his breath, like he would say something slick to his parents. I could barely understand him, and then I was like, "What?" And his parents were like, "What?" And he's like, "Oh, nothing." So that was
Dylan, you got accelerated dad hearing.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was about to say.
But
Absolutely.
But one of the funniest things that I noticed about the show that they tried to make it realistic was when Mark he came back when Amber was in his room and he came back from whatever he was doing, I forget.
Oh yes, absolutely. I know what you're gonna say. Yes.
And then when Nolan stops him on the stairs and he's like, "Hey Mark, I just want to say that you're doing good," and then Mark's just like, yeah, And then Nolan continues with some dad advice, and then Mark's just like, mm-hmm, mm-hmm. And then you hear him just subtly going, mm-hmm, throughout the entire conversation. I was like, that's real. That's how kids acknowledge their parents.
That is a real fucking interaction that has happened.
Yep.
With me and any older gentleman trying to tell me something.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
Well, I think that goes without saying that like the show like captures like that awkward teenage like feeling really well, and then like the superhero shit very well. But I also just want to say I'd be Black Samson.
Fine. All right. Okay.
Yeah.
Fine. That's sure.
Oh wait, I have a. My brother sent me something about it. It was somebody did a Photoshop thing where like Omni-Man was like flipping and he started fucking everything up, and then Cecil is like talking to me. He's like, "Oh yeah, we have one weapon that can beat you," and Nolan's like, "Yeah, whatever." And then somebody photoshopped the tiger coming out to kill him.
Okay.
I was thinking, you know the machine head henchman.
Yes. Well, Isotope.
I mean, yeah, Isotope. But I was talking about like all of the villains that he hired to like.
Oh yes.
Yeah.
The tiger. That's who I was talking about.
Yeah, that's the Thundercats looking motherfucker.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Battle Beast.
What about Battle Beast? What about the dude who just has like the alien fucking tongue coming out of a fucking like thing out of his chest? I feel like that could be Nick.
Okay, really, that specifically, like all that shit was like, Mark was getting his shit wrecked. Then he started fighting back a bit. He's like, that was actually a really cool moment. He's like, who's next? Mm-hmm. Like he just like, man just nutted up and said, it smelled like bitch in here.
Well, yeah, he finally got pissed and like he was like, all right, let's fucking go.
And then
Battle
Beast put a fucking hole in him.
In that respect, is like they need to get a bit pissed off. They need to like they're kind of like Saiyans in that they need to get beat the fuck up, one, right. And two, they need to get pissed off to show their true power.
I mean, they're almost actually Saiyans. Holy shit.
Yep.
Yeah, it is like that was almost certainly an inspiration to Kirkman. That's the writer, right?
Yeah.
Because it's just like it just seems sort of like black and white to like compare the two.
Right, but it's like very in a very broad way you can compare it. Like compare them like how Saiyans, Goku specifically, is kind of an inspiration from, I don't know, what, Superman, kind of like a little bit.
Yeah,
it's like merging Kryptonians and Saiyans together.
I'm not sure if we talked about this on the podcast before, but Dragon Ball was almost directly ripped from a ancient legend called Journey to the West.
Yep.
Yes.
Even his name.
Yeah. Son Goku, the Monkey King trope from like Asian inspired stories. It's like he definitely pulled from that narrative heavily.
Yeah, that was almost exclusively, yes. But what I'm saying is Dragon Ball Z, like it built on that, but then like it went towards a more like sci-fi-ish area. Like Dragon Ball itself was like mystical. Dragon Ball Z, like you find out fucking Goku's an alien. Everyone's a fucking alien, and then they have to go in outer space on another planet, fight the fucking tyrannical space lizard.
Yeah. Dinosaur.
Really? Would he be a dinosaur? Whatever. Frieza fucking sucks anyway.
He's a lizard.
That's like the name of his race, right?
Freezer race. That's what it's called.
Yeah, I'm like anything. It's Freezer.
I think they can whatever.
Not that I know of.
So,
but I think
all I know is from fucking Xenoverse.
I think that Omni-Man would not beat Superman.
No.
Yes.
Why?
Omni-Man would for sure beat Superman.
Superman has laser vision.
And that's the only thing you're basing this off of?
Yeah, like that.
Oh no, I'm just trying to start a nerd fight.
Okay, well,
I'll thumbs into Superman's eyes before he could laser him.
Superman has ice breath.
Like, okay, well, let me just nip that in the butt right here, okay? Yeah, Superman doesn't kill. Omni-Man fucking destroys.
Injustice Superman.
Well,
okay, so
I
it's
think
just
that
evil versus evil here.
Yeah.
Well, I think that
I'm just trying to.
And then anyway, they're just fighting for creating chocolate across the
planet. Kill Superman.
They're just fighting over dominion of the planet.
Okay, well then, yeah.
If Omni-Man loses, more Viltrumites will come and fuck Superman up.
Yeah, who's coming when Superman loses? Batman? What's he gonna do? Like, stuff. He'd probably win too.
You saw what would happen if Batman tried to stop Superman in Invincible.
Yeah, but I think that Superman.
Hold
Can
up,
I fucking
hold up.
talk?
Listen.
Come on.
What?
Christ
Oh
on
shit!
sale.
Sorry.
I've been trying to say this for 5 minutes now, and I keep getting cut off by everybody. So I'm gonna say it right now. I think Superman would beat Omni-Man because Omni-Man almost died against the Guardians of the Globe. As you saw, the Red Rush was drilling into him as he was getting his head crushed. And then you see Omni-Man's suit starting to rip, and then his chest starts to bruise up, and like he's all fucked. And he get his head smashed with War, whatever her name was, her mace. And then he was strangled twice by, Plastic Man from Mars. So Superman has gotten his shit kicked in, but I don't know if they said anything about Omni-Man feeding off the radiation from the sun in the same way that Superman does. So if Omni-Man is just Omni without the sun's radiation, Superman would still, I think, Omni-Man would put up a hell of a fight, but I think Superman would still win, if they were to fight to the death.
So your only argument is that Superman is a battery that absorbs the sun rays.
He's saying that Superman is more durable than Omni-Man.
Yeah.
Has Superman been put up against the rest of the Justice League? Because yes. Omni-Man destroyed the Justice League of his universe. That's basically what that was.
Yeah, but
he
barely.
Killed every member of the Justice League in a span of 10 minutes. In a close quarters combat scenario.
Yeah, but he barely made it out of that. If Superman, if we're going off of Injustice,
are you saying that Superman would? Are you saying that Superman would have escaped that scot-free? Is essentially saying that they made Superman overpowered from the beginning.
Well, yeah, kinda.
Which
he wouldn't...
is something I've been saying for years now. Superman is fucking boring because he's overpowered.
Yeah, he's white bread, but I wouldn't say necessarily he'd be unscathed. He'd be fucked up, but he wouldn't be in nearly as bad shape as Omni-Man was.
Okay, but we're going 1-to-1, Superman to Omni-Man, and
Superman can breathe.
Go on.
Superman could breathe in space. I think if he took the battle to space, he could potentially push Omni-Man shit in.
Yeah.
Not necessarily, because this is something that comes up later in the comic, but Viltrumites do not require like advanced breathing apparatuses. They just take big breaths of air and fly through space at incredibly fast speeds. They just show up at other planets. They're like they use less air. I don't know. It's been so long since I read the comics where other Viltrumites came up.
Well,
I don't want to spoil anything, so I can't really. Omni-Man can hold his breath for a long ass time. So unless he's willing to fight Superman in space for like a week, sure.
I don't know. I think the fight would be pretty close, depending on how far they both went.
Depending.
I think Jeff's argument of Superman being a goody-goody who won't kill versus Omni-Man who will go straight for your fucking throat is like the main argument here. It's not like laser vision or whether they can breathe in space.
It's a huge question of morals, really.
Yeah. And Omni-Man has no morals when it comes to the Viltrumite superiority. So he will.
I fucking hate Superman, so.
Yeah, I hate Superman too. Who the fuck likes Superman?
I do. I'm into it.
Nerd.
Ew.
What? Well, I mean, like, only because of Henry Cavill. Like, I want him to spoon me.
Is that why you're into The Witcher?
I'm into The Witcher because The Witcher fucking rocks.
All right, hold on. Okay. All right, guys.
Henry Cavill.
All right, guys. I have a better one for you here. That just Lewis just handed it to me on a post-it note. Omni-Man versus Homelander.
Ooh.
Omni-Man.
Yeah, Omni-Man.
Yeah, I feel as though Omni-Man. They're both cutthroat. They're both like fucked up, but
again, I think Omni-Man would literally just grab Homelander by the throat and fly him into fucking space.
Mm-hmm.
Homelander has lasers.
I'm still not done with The Boys season 2.
Oh, you're not?
It gets weird.
He's got the same powers as Superman. Like, I don't know if he can breathe in space.
I understand that.
I don't know if he can breathe in space or not, but he does have that, like, I really don't give a shit about collateral damage anyway. So that would make the fight more close, but I still think.
Actually, okay, something I kind of want to get into. But yeah, go on.
I think that what the fuck is his name? Not Omni-Man.
Homelander.
I feel as though Homelander trying to keep face with the American public would like try and like keep casualties to a minimum while Omni-Man absolutely fucking destroyed him until a point in which Homelander realized there's no point in like trying to spare human life, and then he would fight back. But at that point, he would be pretty beat up.
Mm-hmm.
Max finished season 2. That's all I gotta say to you right now.
I think that Homelander would get his ass beat, and then just get too pissed off to care about collateral damage. It would be a bruise to his ego.
That's basically what I said.
Yeah, it would be a bruise to his ego where he's like, "All right, let's fucking do it," and then he'll get his ass stomped anyway. I don't like the characters that have that Superman archetype where it's like they're completely perfect and unbeatable. They're too strong, and it's like, okay, that's why I like Omni-Man so much, because yeah, he's essentially Superman, but like he does not give a fuck.
Mm-hmm. I feel like there could have been like more to go with, or there. How do I want to say this? The Immortal, his name doesn't really
You mean
doesn't.
Abraham Lincoln?
Yeah.
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 Go on.
I yeah, I feel like well, I hope he shows back up because I actually really, even though he was only in it for a little bit, I liked the character, and I was thinking like, oh, he's supposed to have the leader of their Justice League, but he's not Superman. He's just a douchebag that lived forever, but he's very killable. So he's not.
You're in luck, my friend, because Omni-Man goes into space. The Immortal is resurrected, and he joins the Guardians of the Globe. You'll see more of Immortal.
Okay, cool.
It's not really a spoiler because
they show it in the last episode.
At the beginning of season 2, he'll be back.
All right.
I really like Robot.
Robot was cool.
Yeah, Robot's cool.
Oh my god. Oh.
His origin story and like his standing by the end of season 1 is pretty fucked considering what he does to get where he is. But I mean, he's very he's like one of those like the ends justifies the means type characters.
Mm-hmm.
That's the thing. It puts you like Robot's whole storyline. It puts you just in this gray area of how to feel about this character.
Yep. And I like Zachary Quinto.
Of course. Oh my god, Spock, rock my socks. But that's like the whole thing. It puts you just in this gray area. Also, you guys hate the Superman archetype, which is perfectly fine to hate. Absolutely. But giving a character literally everything, but then it kind of opens up the world for writing for that character, basically making them as fucked up as possible. Like, yeah, sure, physically, they're the most capable being in existence. But like, let's do some work on the inside.
My whole thing.
That makes them multi-dimensional characters, really.
I guess that's true.
I find Clark Kent boring.
Well, Clark Kent is fucking boring. The only thing
that is Superman. That is his whole thing. I understand where you're going from, but like I just don't like how they write Superman or Clark Kent. So like I really just get turned off. But like I like the Injustice Superman where they gave the perfect man everything he wanted and they took it away and then it gave him more motivation. But like normal Superman, like you're just like, oh okay. Yeah, like here's the Boy Scout.
Yeah, like because Superman, Man of Steel, it like just kind of ironed this in. Superman is an ideal, something to strive towards. Everyone wants to be, a perfect being, whatever. He's going to be that for humanity. But the whole, where the fuck am I going with this? God damn it!
You're rambling on the toilet, so.
Oh shit.
Yeah, are you still in the toilet?
No, I'm not still in the toilet. It's just
he's totally in the toilet.
I'm in the bathroom, but I'm not in the toilet.
He was done shitting. He's just sitting on the bowl.
It's better to write these things a certain way. It just gives the character better ground like to stand on when you actually are inside of their head and you know like what's going on in there. Like the Snyderverse specifically was going to do a lot of fucking interesting things with Superman. Like Lois is gonna die. He was just gonna be like, whatever, Darkseid, I'm kind of your bitch. You can smack me a little bit.
Yeah, the Nightmare universe would have been cool.
Yes, it would have been fucking phenomenal.
But
like that's the things that you want to see from characters that have the powers of Superman. Like Omni-Man, you didn't expect to see any of that shit happen, but it did. Omni-Man, he was just like, hey, I got to take over this planet. I'm gonna kill a whole bunch of people in front of my son. That's what happens.
I'm gonna teach my son a lesson. Oh wait, my son doesn't want to learn this lesson. I'll make a new son.
Homelander. Hey,
You're
I'm
not
a
supposed to
giant
know
man
that.
baby. Homelander. I'm a giant man baby who can do whatever the fuck he wants. I'm
Basically.
just going to do whatever the fuck I want and have mommy issues.
Yeah, but then Daddy comes in at the beginning of season 2, the CEO of the company.
Oh, I got lady. Which, oh my god, yes.
Season 2.
Yes. By the way, yeah, Giancarlo Esposito, I fucking love that man.
Yeah,
everyone does.
He's fucking
Everyone
awesome.
fucking.
Wait, what?
But also, okay, but I do gotta say, but with that just whole thing of mine coming to a close, I have no idea what the fuck I just said. How do you guys feel? Because it's something I want to get into. How do you guys feel about the like superhero media dominating pop culture these days?
I mean, it's already like it's been such a big staple of my life already, like that it's just like, oh, everyone else is talking about this, but I understand for like normal people, it's getting to the point where it's just like, I'm tired of this already. It's everywhere. It's in my face.
Yeah, like something like, okay, well, yeah. I mean, how do you feel about also think about it like outside of yourself a bit? Because like, yeah, it's already a big thing for you, for me, for Dylan, for Max. Like, we like superheroes and we like seeing superhero shit.
Yeah.
Like we like comics, like that's our whole deal. But just like, how do we feel about literally every single piece of new media coming out is something involving a superhero?
Well,
I mean, yeah, like it is becoming like a huge thing in Hollywood. It's like it's that trend now. And like superheroes, like they cashed in on everyone like that was an original fan, and now it's everywhere from fucking TV shows to movies to like theme parks. Like it's a complete monopoly, and like I can understand why everyone's pissed off that like, oh, summer blockbuster, oh, it's another slate of Marvel movies. Like I feel like it's doing good, but it's doing harm at the same time.
I agree with that. I think it's because superheroes are fucking awesome. It just goes to show how creative people can be with whether it be a backstory or a set of powers or the character as an individual, their personality. But there's just been so much of like one brand, and that rhymes with schmarvel over the years. And we need something like The Boys or like Invincible, where it's fucking gritty to the point where it's like, oh my god, it's like 80 grit sandpaper in your eyes. And there's this new show that's on Netflix now. It's like Jupiter something. I haven't watched it, but it does look.
Yeah, Jupiter Ascending. I watched the first episode. It was kind of bland for most of the first episode, but the last like 10, 15 minutes of the first episode really fucking hooked me.
Yeah, Jay said like she saw the trailer and she's like, oh, not another superhero thing, and instantly turned off.
I was interested when they first announced it, but like the last part of the first episode really got me. But yeah, go on, Dylan.
Well, if that's going to be anything like The Boys or Invincible, where it's like, holy shit, we were not expecting this. This is supposed to be superheroes, not fucking horrible, dark, bloody mess. And that, I think it's fucked, but at the same time, it's refreshing in the superhero, like, pop culture thing. It's something new while also keeping roots with superheroes, if that makes sense.
Well, yeah, that makes perfect sense. But that's the thing that's been going on a bit with this renaissance of, you know, superheroes. Even though Marvel has really capitalized on the superhero genre for the last decade, and you know, DC kind of tried to get it going, but a lot of mishaps there. Now they're finding other companies finding like they're gaining traction with these like gritty superhero stories and like comics that maybe people haven't heard of. They're like, hey, this is a superhero that I think people would really be into because the story, it's very dark, it's just something that you're not used to when you see Marvel. You're used to seeing good guys do good guy things and, you know, beating the bad guy, winning and going home. Here's superheroes where everything is gray.
Yeah.
studios are like, we want to make that. We want to make that. We want to bring new things to the table because new things in the same genre of the popular old things still make more money.
My issue is that it doesn't need to follow the Marvel formula. There's so many different varieties of comic books. There's so much to draw inspiration from. They don't even need to be super.
No.
They can just
right.
it can just literally be like a different style of story interpreted differently, and comics have already interpreted this, and they have like the feedback necessary to make it successful in the movie industry. I feel
a perfect example of what you're talking about, Max, is Constantine. You remember the Keanu Reeves Constantine movie from way back? If you would have told someone that was based on DC's comic book Constantine, you wouldn't have known that. You just took it at face value for what it was.
Ooh, and I watched the show a little bit too for Constantine. The show was fucking banging.
It is good. But like that movie had no connections to the DC universe. It wasn't branded as DC's extended Constantine. It was a self-contained thing. It was a self-contained thing, not about heroes and capes, about the occult. And it was a decent movie. And like there's a bunch of like comics like that people can pick up and make into like these gritty things. Have you guys watched Preacher at all?
Yes, actually.
Preacher is another one of those good comic books that they interpreted into to a TV show, and it was very good and very faithful to the comic. Very, very adult, very fucked up, very gritty. Something that someone randomly can go, "Hey, this is a good show," and then they wouldn't know it was based on a comic at all.
I just feel as though like comics are such a good jumping off point for television series because they're episodic. They're like it's long form, but not like too long form that they need to be made into movies. You could easily like break them up into episodes, which is what they did in Invincible, and that's why I feel like it flowed so well.
Yeah. If they would have made a movie,
like the timing was almost perfect in Invincible. Like there were no like low points where you thought it was like, man, I should probably watch something else. This is kind of boring. No,
also, I will say I loved every single time they had the title card show up.
Oh
yeah,
introducing himself. Oh hey, I'm bam, ba, ba, ba. Like it was
and
fucking. That was so good.
Then the blood splatter.
Yes.
Yeah, it got way more bloody as the episodes went on.
See, I think comics are perfect for the TV format because you have Invincible that like the story flowed perfectly like the first 13 issues of the comic. Like it was exactly beat for beat, and the dialogue was so spot on. Like that last episode, I reread the comic, and like the dialogue matched up perfectly, and it was just perfect. Nothing had to be changed. And I think Marvel's realizing that now, since they've had to go to Disney Plus, because they can't release big blockbuster movies. And Falcon and the Winter Soldier, that pacing was just like a comic book arc.
Yes.
And I think now more companies are going to see these two shows that get the high praise for what they're doing with storytelling, and they're like, shit, let's go see what we can pull off the shelf and make into something really good. Because people have been praising Invincible for years, and now that the show is out, like there's like, we've been sleeping on this, and then people that don't even like comic books are like, what? This is you can do this in a comic book?
Yeah.
A bigger issue is also budget that studios get to make these pretty much comic books things into reality.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Not everyone gets the right budget to make what they can make.
If you would have made Invincible a movie, I don't think it would have done nearly as well.
No. Absolutely not.
Because there's when The Mandalorian first came out, when Nick and I were talking about it, and the dry run for our show or a podcast, Nick brought up a very good point. How, and I absolutely agree with this now, especially, I would rather have 8 30-minute episodes that the pacing is good instead of a 2-hour movie where they try to force feed a bunch of all of this shit in there and try to expand on a whole bunch of things, but they have such a short amount of time. And
yeah,
if like how Invincible is doing this, that's a perfect example. How all of this stuff, like there's a lot of shit that happened in that first season, but if they were to try to cram that into a movie, that the techno beast thing where those dudes were getting kidnapped and made into cyber soldiers, that wouldn't have been in there. Or
no,
that like
the characters would not have been fleshed out.
Yeah, exactly. So the whole having a series thing is definitely, it's especially with like superheroes and stuff that people have never heard of, it would be safest to go with a series and then do like a 2-hour special movie kind of thing, but also, you know, keep it animated or something. But if you try to do a standalone movie, it's not gonna, it could hit, absolutely, but it won't hit as hard as a series.
True. So that brings me to this. If you could take some undiscovered indie comic or whatever, or some concept that you think people haven't been exposed to make a show, what show would you make? What property? What comic book? What piece of media? Because I think we need an 8-episode, 45-minute each episode Battle Sharks show. Street Sharks.
Street Sharks.
Sorry.
Or what this is, the geriatric gangrene jiu-jitsu gerbils. That thing that Max sent yesterday.
Put the gerbils on the screen, buddy.
I really wanted Max to buy that.
I didn't see that you said that until after we had left the comic book shop. I'm sorry.
It's all good. But like I think
it's still there if you want to go grab it.
I'll probably go grab it for like shits and giggles. That shit's cool to me. But I think if you had like random shit like that, like try to make it into like a show, like people nowadays
I would have
probably
loved to see that.
Like even if you took like Ninja Turtles and you threw it like on Netflix or an Amazon Prime and you gave them like the animation team and they didn't have to be like kid friendly, just be like the actual comic book, that shit would be so fucking popular. Mm-hmm. Like that would be better than any movie you could make. Or like I'm trying to think of like another or if they did like a Crow TV series, you know what I mean?
Oh, that would be fucking sick.
Right?
Hold up. Fucking a Crow TV series would be sick.
Well, the thing about that is that the Crow, the production was cursed.
Yeah.
Yes.
Well, I'm saying like if you did it now, like instead of a movie, I would do it.
Also, rest in peace, Brandon Lee.
Yep.
Yeah.
That's my Crow, baby.
Fucking
Hashtag,
have you guys?
That's my Crow.
Have you guys seen the Spawn HBO show?
I didn't know that was a thing.
Wait, what?
You haven't
seen
Spawn
the HBO show?
Dude, it's an old cartoon. Yeah.
Oh,
let me tell you, it's Spawn the
HBO?
animated. Yes, it's Spawn the animated series, and it came out right around the time the Spawn movie was going out. And let me tell you, that is very close to the comics, very adult. I forget the guy who voices Spawn, but he's like in everything. Hold on.
Keith David.
Yep.
Is it Michael Jai White again? Oh,
no,
it's Keith David?
Yeah.
Oh, fuck yeah. Okay,
I highly recommend you guys watch that.
Hold up, you unlock a pre-COVID memory from me. Do you guys remember that there is supposed to be a Spawn movie in development? Jamie Foxx and Spawn.
Yeah.
Yep.
I remember that.
I completely forgot about that. Holy shit!
It's still happening.
It's still happening. Good. There's going to be another Spawn.
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah, buddy.
So I know nobody besides me cares about this, but
be surprised.
Like Oh, I mean, I kind of know that nobody cares about this, but anyway, there was a point where I was collecting action figures because I'm an artist and having figures that are close to human anatomy allows me to have just like basically models. Is like, you know how like in depictions of like artists they have like barely covered like models lounging on like duvets, and there's just like people on foam.
You bought figures pretty much for reference.
Yeah, specifically for reference.
Yeah,
I
and then
did
you
that
getting cool Spawn ones, right?
Yeah, no, I started out getting just like a very basic like figure with like no defining features, and then I was like, this is fucking cool. And then I got into collecting action figures, and like this guy who was selling his used action figure collection was like, "Hey, do you want to see my Mandarin Spawn figure?" And I was like, "Fuck yeah, I do." And
it was his penis.
Like the Mandarin Spawn is basically this. It's like Spawn, but he uses essentially the double-sided lightsaber of swords.
Oh.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't really know how to describe it. It's basically just like the super stylized Spawn, but from like Mandarin Mongolian culture. It looks badass. He showed me his like figure. He would not sell it to me. But
Did you
now
show him yours?
Wait.
They are now. Yeah, that's it. They are now selling a new modern version of it. So I can now get a modern rendition of this figure.
Those are both the new ones. Those are both. Yeah, those two ones I posted are the new figure. I know exactly what you're talking about.
Exactly. It's fucking badass. I can't wait until I can get my hands on the like new
Walmart
version. It's only a matter of time. Fucking badass. I do love the McFarlane sculpt. I just wish that they were more like they were more flexible. I wish they were more flexible. McFarlane sculpts are historically stiff.
They're statues.
Yeah, they're essentially just statues where you can move the shoulder and hip and knee joints. But in more recent sculpts, they're getting more into they're getting more with the times. You can move the shoulders, you can move the elbows, the wrists. It's just something that they had to get used to.
Yeah. Todd McFarlane bought the license to make DC figures, so he got the license to make Mortal Kombat stuff, and like so he was able to like put articulation into his figures for the first time, and everyone's been going nuts over him because the sculpt is good and you can actually move these. So he's doing a bunch.
Figures have historically been excellent sculpts. They just needed better articulation. That's what I was trying to say.
Yeah, so now all of his figures have modern articulation to keep up with like current collecting. So like McFarlane makes really cool DC and Mortal Kombat stuff right now. And then he snuck Spawn into the McFarlane line because Spawn was a guest character, and that Spawn figure is considered the best. Then he did a Kickstarter one which wasn't as good, which I thought was funny.
Bummer. Did you see the a McFarlane Hellbat armor?
Yes.
It looks so fucking cool, dude.
I have it.
Bruh.
I have.
That's like the coolest fucking sculpt.
Dylan, I'm gonna post one for you to see.
Mm-hmm.
That I think you would really dig. But like, he's been the thing with McFarlane is he makes these toys insanely cheap for the price point, but the sculpts are still like phenomenal. Like, he's able to keep up with current comics, like current looks, when toys like Hasbro would take years.
Yeah,
to,
this is like the bat heavy metal thing, right?
Yep, there you go, Dylan. Look at that.
Well, oh, nice. That looks good.
That is like all of them look good and they move really decently, and like I have Bizarro from him, and it's a really good figure. Like McFarlane has become a long way from what they were. But yeah, me and Max went off on a tangent.
Well, I have a question for Jeff.
Yes, Poppy.
Well, when I watched the first episode of Invincible, I was texting my brother. I was like live texting him as like my reactions, and then that mid-credit scene in the first episode. What was your thoughts?
In the first episode, what was it?
When Omni-Man fucked everyone up.
Oh, my first thoughts. Okay. Oh my God. Yes, my first thoughts. I was like, fuck.
Yeah, that's kind of how
I just kind of buckled in. I figured like, okay, I'm buckled in. This is gonna be wild.
Yeah.
Like that's like, okay, like that was so fucking straight out of left field for me, and they didn't even fucking explain it. Like there was no dialogue from him. Omni-Man showed up and he wrecked their shit.
Mm-hmm. When
I hate to be that guy, but I told you 2-3 years ago that
you did.
This
fucking
Oh
awesome,
no.
And you should read it. And then just like
Max,
Max,
I remember specifically right before you lent me the comics to read it. You were like, "Hey, do you want to read a comic about this hero? Basically, what he's supposed to do is take over a fucking planet and just kill everybody or something like that." And I was like, "Yeah, I want to read something like that. That sounds awesome."
Then Jeff realized he couldn't read.
Yeah, he just went off of pictures.
I like the pictures.
And then we realized that the real pandemic was illiteracy.
It's sweeping the nation, boys.
It's sweeping the nation way faster than COVID. Contact your local literacy centers. See if you can donate some of your time to teach a poor, illiterate nerd how to read.
Dylan, my initial thought was just like, all right, I'm in for some shit.
Yeah,
like that's.
Years ago, this comic was badass, and you were just like, whatever. I lended you the first 2 volumes, and you were just like, yeah, I'll read them. Yeah, you stretch, you stretch.
It took me forever, but I did it.
You play 9 hours of your stupid Ninja Storm game.
Oh, fuck you! God damn it!
All right.
Don't talk about my priorities, you motherfucker!
If they made a Invincible Storm game, maybe he would have played.
Yeah, maybe he would have played it.
You would have. It would just be a bunch. It would just be an entire game of you getting your shit kicked in.
Okay.
He's
and
called
it would have
Invincible.
told the story accurately.
Yeah, he's called Invincible, not Unstoppable. Jeez.
Yeah, he's not being killed. He's being fucking fucked up. He's not being killed.
He's being taught a lesson really, really hard.
Yeah,
tough love,
he
baby.
learning these lessons, boy.
Fucking goddamn it!
Stay learning these lessons. Unfortunately,
when
you made me do this, son. You made me do this.
Max,
yeah, and then he just flies out into space.
Yep.
The picture I sent in the chat of Omni-Man, but he's photoshopped to look like Broly beating the shit out of Frieza.
Yeah, that's pretty accurate.
Yeah, that's. I'd watch that.
Max has been sending me memes all week.
Yeah, I've been sending Nick fucking
listen Mark memes all.
Yeah, listen Mark memes. I mean, like, there's no one else here. Does Frank want to watch Invincible? He should. But does Frank want to watch Invincible?
I think he would.
Well, then I don't want to ruin it for him, so I'm not gonna flood this Discord with fucking Invincible memes.
True.
My little brother just finished Invincible.
I think Ryan's still watching it.
And I told him to watch it like 2.5 years ago. Like I told, read. I told him to read it 2.5 years ago. Like I told Jeff to read it 2.5 years ago.
Okay, wow, Max. Yeah, we get it. You liked Invincible before it was cool.
No, we get it. You can't trust Jeff to do a simple task.
I read the thing.
Dude, we get it. Jeff can't read.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I can't read. I just kind of go by pictures, so yin yang. Anyway.
Well, I think we established.
Right.
He left.
I think.
I think Jeff to the point where he just left. Oh, hey, he's back. Hey.
Fuck you! I know you said some shit.
Fuck you! I can read.
It took me a while, but I read them.
It took me a while, but I read the first 2 volumes of a comic book. The way that you can read it in a single day.
But have you?
You're very upset about this, and I don't blame you.
Understandably.
What are you gonna do?
Come on.
Goddamn cocksucker.
You're a cocksucker. You're the one that can't fucking read.
All right, this seems to be a perfect segue into the outro.
Yup. This has been the LAN Party podcast. We're an hour in now.
You're probably.
I'm just gonna say, Invincible is a great show. I would recommend it to anyone that wants to watch it. I would recommend anyone read it that can actually read it. If you don't have a Naruto Ninja Storm game to finish, we totally recommend not wasting your time. But I'm Nick. I've been joined by my fabulous co-hosts Max, Dylan, and the illiterate and late Jeff. I hope
I get lowest billing? Really? Jesus.
You showed up last. If you want high billing, you take the outro, man. Yeah, well, I took the reins.
Fine.
But yeah, hopefully next week we can talk to you about how we like each other as friends. But until then, we hate each other and Jeff sucks.
Yeah, until next week, I hate these motherfuckers. Mm-hmm. And
I can feel how shirtless and angry Max is at me, and I don't like it.
How fucking shirtless am I? Tell me how fucking shirtless.
I can feel that you're like not wearing a shirt, and like you're just like I just feel like your body heat like hating me. And
you are gonna feel so fucking dumb when I send you a picture of me wearing a shirt.
Okay.
You're gonna feel so fucking dumb.
I wouldn't say he's shirtless.
Put a shirt on really quick and send me a picture.
I wouldn't say that he's shirtless angry. I'd say that he's wife beater pissed.
Oh shit! That's a whole other fucking monster right there.
I'm fully shirted.
Well, good night, everybody.
Look, if I'm gonna be fucking like shirtless pissed at someone, it's not gonna be because they took the time to read something. All right.
I feel like it should be.
It's like gonna be because they never took the time to read something. They never knew that I was able to read.
So,
I'm just gonna
Oh my
be
God.
the fucking Sasquatch that was never able to read.
A fun fact, Jeff never read the comic. He just watched the comics explained video and gave the comics back to you.
Yeah, he watched the fucking Nostalgia Critic review of the. No, he watched the Top of the Fourth Wall review of
Invincible. Yeah, he he read the Cliff Notes guy.
I'm definitely writing all of this down for just when you guys piss me off more, and then you'll get a reckoning is coming. All right.
Oh my God.
You do not own a gun, so shut up.
Nick, were you recording
Papa
at all?
John said the day of reckoning is coming.
I recorded also if you didn't record, Dylan.
Yeah, I did. I just wanted to make sure.